Okay, hello, my name is Pip. I work as an interpreter. I'm hearing. I have been working as an interpreter for almost 30 years now. I'm fully hearing. In the past, I've had hearing tests. My audiogram report said my hearing was perfect. Anyway, there's no problems. But I will tell you a little story about something related to that affects my work as an interpreter. It really affects my life too. So, about 5 years ago, my son, who was at that time, I think in year 2? Oh yes, year 2. His reading was very behind. I was intrigued, but I wasn't really worried because I knew that he was a clever boy. He spoke very well. He was very knowledgeable. But his reading was behind. I was curious and wondered why. His teacher would tell me that it was a problem that his reading was behind. But I wasn't really worried. I thought that later he would become interested in reading. He would catch up. It would be no problem because I knew he was bright. But at the parent-teacher interview, we had a conversation with him involved. The teacher explained to us about his reading being behind. My son started to tear up. I realised that I had to do something right then. Because I didn't want him to feel embarrassed or feel bad about himself. I didn't want that. So I thought, okay, I will organise a test to see whether or not he had dyslexia. So we went to do the tests. A lady organised and conducted the test. There were lots of tests for diagnosing dyslexia. It took hours and hours and hours, a very long time, and very involved. Anyway, doesn't matter. So at the start of the test, she gave him a paper with lots of X's all in a line to see whether or not he had Irlen Syndrome. So she gave him the piece of paper and told him to count the X's without using his finger. She said, count them out loud and don't use your finger. She gave him the paper and he looked at it and tried to count, but he found it very difficult. It was like his eyes crossed. The lady told us, that's interesting. She then took the page and said, maybe we'll ask Mum next and she can have a look too. I agreed and grabbed the paper. I looked at it and became confused. My eyes crossed as well. I couldn't do it. I thought, interesting. I'm the same as him. I can't do it too. Interesting. The lady said, okay, good. His father was there too. The lady said, let's see if your father can't do this too. So he grabbed the page and easily counted them, all the way to 13 or 14 or whatever. I was surprised that he could do it. I asked myself, how? The lady knew and explained it to my son. Your mother has Irlen Syndrome and has passed it on to you. I explained that I don't have dyslexia and I was a very good reader growing up. The lady explained that I can still have Irlen Syndrome. I was very surprised. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So after all the testing, we found that we were correct. That he is a very bright boy. His IQ is very high, in the top 1% or so. But his reading was very behind. It was quite bad. Anyway, doesn't matter. So we organised some special training during the school holidays. We went there often. Then about 2 or 3 years later, his reading completely improved. And now he's at the top of his class with reading and comprehension. In NAPLAN recently, for Year 7, he was above Band 9. So he had beat everyone. His reading is fantastic. If we had never tested for dyslexia, we would never have found out that he had Irlen Syndrome. maybe he would still be behind, getting worse and worse. So I'm very happy that we caught it early. We got him tested and then encouraged him. We hoped to give him the right practice, and we solved the problem. His brain's wiring is still not like a typical person's. He is very creative. He gets very easily distracted. We could say he has ADHD, but it's not really a problem. That's just him. I think he's perfectly fine. He is the same as me. I can easily be distracted. I'm creative. We are very much the same. It's fun, there's no problem. And my son, we got him tested and then encouraged him. We hoped him to give